What do you get when you mix vengeful necromancer skull, vampires, grotesque flesh monsters, tactical space battles, anime word fu, DIY murder trucks, and cozy potion brewing students? This video, the weirdest, wildest, and most strategic roguelike and roguelite demos I've played recently, and every one of them is worth a look and spot in your wishlist. Horde is an evil protagonist roguelite outer battler that drops you into a dungeon as a flying necromancer skull, out for revenge against his own treacherous body. You build an army of skeletons to punish the wicked flesh, with solid selection of troops across 3 tiers: common, professional, and elite. Each has melee brutes, archers, priests, bombers, a solid choice of usual suspects. Merging 3 units levels them up. Leveling 3 squads of the same type to champion unlock permanent oath that boost your entire horde, even if that squad is disbanded. That means you can replace weaker units with elites without losing progress. There are 7 levels in the demo dungeon, culminating with a boss battle. A global timer steadily ramps up difficulty while you explore, but I think I broke it a bit. And by the time I reached the final boss room, the screen was melting with enemies, drowning me in units. It's an absolute chaos and I loved every minute of it. Instant wishlist for me. Spore is a top-down action horror roguelike with heavy 80s vibes, where you fight to escape a lab overtaken by a rapidly spreading tentacle monstrosity. You scavenge weapons from a simple fire extinguisher that freezes enemies to laser and Tesla coils. But ammo is scarce, so your trusty axe sees a lot of action. Environmental tools play a huge role. You can use acid, fire, electricity, and explosives to fend off the enemies and slow the spread. You can also use security terminals to strategically lock doors or burn entire rooms to slow the creature's advance. The demo covers 1 full escape level and leaves a strong first impression: tense, strategic, and atmospheric. Canvas Infernum reminds me of Carcassonne or Dwarf Romantic, but with sinners, suffering, and aesthetic perfection. It's a tile placement roguelike where you build a Renaissance hellscape using terrain tiles that step straight out of a Bosch painting. The goal is to rack up the highest score by matching terrain types. Forming perfect square earns you a pact, a bonus you pick from 3 options to enhance your run. You'll also find jokers, wild tiles that can match anything. You begin with 20 tiles but can earn more during playthrough. The board is surrounded by dukes of hell, and if you connect your lands to one of them, they'll hit you with deeply philosophical question and reward you with a bonus. It's simple but elegant, grim, and oddly satisfying, accompanied by great music that blends classics and lo-fi beats. Truly a perfect match made in hell. One of the most unique board game style roguelikes I've played recently. Fleetbreakers is a roguelite real-time strategy where you command a growing fleet of ships across branching missions and escalating space battles. Combat is fast and hands-on. You can deploy up to 4 vessels at once, choosing from pool of ships with distinct tactical roles, skills, and attack patterns. You can also set up defensive turrets and place mines to gather scarce resources. Your goal is to complete varied missions while protecting your mothership. Objectives include capturing or destroying stations, eliminating enemy bases, or surviving waves of attackers. Between fights, you upgrade your ships, expand your fleet, build temporary colonies to boost your run. The campaign plays out on a randomized mission map where you choose your route toward the final boss battle. Fleetbreakers strike a strong and entertaining balance between real-time strategy and roguelite. A sleek sci-fi aesthetic, clean UI, and fast pacing make it stand out title in this lineup. To Kill a God is an action roguelite set in Death Spiral, a cursed realm where warriors fight through an endless cycle of death and rebirth. Combat is fast and fluid with solid ARPG mechanics. You start with basic attacks and dodge, and gradually unlock a variety of skills, spells, and passives. The standout feature is the skill map system, where each battle node on the branching map also defines your build. It's a skill tree you fight your way through. I went with an evasion-heavy build based on skill which completely nullified landed hits, and it broke the demo a bit, especially in the boss fight. I just stood there untouched, slowly whittling it down. Definitely there is some room for improvement, but the foundation is strong and entertaining. Great pixel visuals, satisfying action, and cool progression idea that gives each run its own identity. With a little rebalancing and polish, this could turn into standout roguelite ARPG. MassEve is a twin-stick roguelike with a wild sci-fi concept. You play as a sentient neutrino fighting through a quantum realm to defeat the Higgs boson. Combat is fast-paced and requires precision, timely dodges, and features satisfying knockbacks and clean movement. Weapons are creative, and while they take some getting used to, they're fun to explore. From standard and shotgun shots to gravity burst, energy flares, and particle flamethrowers. Each one feels distinct and changes how we approach combat. It's difficult, stylish, and and more tactical than it first appears. Definitely worth a look if you like your sci-fi with gravity and your shooters with punch. Deadlock Station is a tactical roguelite alter battler set in a bleak sci-fi future. Humanity has vanished and AI scenes still trying to maintain a semblance of a functioning world now fight together to repel an alien invasion. Combat unfolds automatically, but you control unit placements, manage character gear and implants, trigger abilities or special items mid-battle to shift the tide. You can also deploy barriers to manipulate enemy movement and shape the battlefield to your advantage. Each run plays out on a procedurally generated map with branching encounters culminating in an enemy-based siege. You also get a set of short side missions from your base offering extra reward and variety. Between runs you upgrade characters, unlock new gear and expand your tactical options using collected resources. Deadlock Station is shaping up to be a hidden gem. Satisfying battles with tactical depth, great visuals and dark sci-fi world. An easy wishlist pick if you're into tactical roguelites and outer battlers like me. TerraTech Legion Overdrive is a chaotic vehicle-building bullet heaven, where you fight robotic hordes in a custom war machine built block by block. You collect ranged and impact weapons, boosters, armor and other tech to evolve your build on the fly. The real hook here is creative freedom. Bolt new parts onto your rig mid-run and shape it into a speedy striker, a clunky turret or a brute force battering ram. The demo spans one large zone with escalating waves, boss fights and of course fully customizable machine. It's explosive, messy and perfect for anyone who loves wild hands-on design and carnage. Wonder Stars is a turn-based anime RPG with roguelike structure and a brilliant combat twist. You mix verbs, effects and elements into custom attacks, crafting combos from words like extra sharp super special claw or fast extra super fire kick. It's clever, flexible and more tactical than it looks. The map is procedurally generated, featuring a variety of encounters and events. And while the demo only covers the first chapter, the design hints at roguelike replayability and modular story progression. But we'll see about this. What I love the most is how the whole thing plays like a stylish, heartfelt anime episode, expressive art, cheesy epic plot, familiar tropes, and writing that doesn't take itself too seriously. I really enjoyed this one and I'm excited to see where it goes. SCHROTT is a fast-paced roguelite driving game that puts you in the seat of a trash panda piloting a chaotic little junk rig through a procedurally generated tracks. There is no gas or brakes, you just swoosh forward, dodging traps, rocks and buildings. Controls take a few runs to get used to, but once they click it's pure arcade fun. You collect nuts from wreckage to spend on upgrades and power-ups like jumps, nitro boost, or my favorite, a wrecking ball that obliterates everything. Permanent rig upgrades boost your speed, health and handling. And the whole thing has a scrappy, over-the-top charm. Solid foundation, great pacing and fun loop. THYSIASTERY, which by the way means sacrificial altar, is a modern take on classic dungeon crawlers like Wizardry, with grid-based exploration and turn-based combat, plus roguelike twists like random heroes, permadeath and procedurally generated labyrinths. The standout mechanic is skill teaching. Characters can pass abilities to others, letting you shape and adapt builds within a run. That means your warrior can learn to cast fireballs or your rogue can pick up a healing spell depending on how you train your party. And the large skill pool supports deep experimentation. Combat is fairly standard but leans on exploiting weaknesses and resistance. One enemy might be vulnerable to lightning, while another heals from it. The retro-inspired, highly stylized art uses a limited palette and channels the vibe of old-school dungeon crawlers. It scratched my classical RPG itch, true to the source but streamlined where it counts. Blightstone is a turn-based roguelite strategy where you lead a party of heroes protecting a magical crystal on a deadly journey to save the world from corruption. Combat is tactical and well-paced, with flexible gridless movement and a strong mix of character classes, each with distinct abilities. The demo features 4: Brawler, Hunter, Arcanist and Druid. Environmental tactics is another highlight. You can burn grass, electrify water, hide behind cover, vanish into fog, or even throw enemies into rocks or each other. Truly satisfying. You progress from battle to battle on a procedurally generated branching map with random events and encounters. At night, your heroes camp to restore health, craft items and earn perks. The demo run culminates in a boss fight. I really enjoyed Blightstone. Fast, rewarding combat, diverse class design and strong presentation make it one of the top tactical roguelites in this lineup. Definitely a strong wishlist recommendation. Decks of the Damned is a roguelike strategy where you play as a vampire rebuilding your dark domain and commanding an undead army. Every unit, item and building is represented as a card, and actions like crafting, summoning or constructing are done by stacking cards on a board. For example, placing 2 bones, blood and a vampire on an altar summons a skeleton. There is a decent range of recipes managed by a clunky but helpful auto-build system, so you don't have to memorize every combo. The game revolves around a day-night cycle. At night you build and craft, while during the day you rest in your coffin as minions fend off vampire hunters. And if you manage to trap a human, you can even turn them into a vampire. The demo walks you through a short handheld tutorial, but even this small slice shows a promising foundation for deeper mechanics. 3 vampire classes, 2 biomes, multiple enemies and an interesting loop. It's clearly very early and the devs have a lot of work ahead to turn this tutorial into a full game. But this one is absolutely worth watching. Brew is a third-person roguelite shooter set in an alchemy academy where you battle through magical trials to earn your place as a student. Standard combat gives you a basic gun, melee, dash and jump, but the real hook is brewing potions mid-run. You collect ingredients on the go and craft potions that can be drunk for buffs, thrown for area effects or slotted into your weapons to change how it fires. It adds a fun layer of resource management and experimentation on top of the action. Combat feels a bit flat right now, but the potion system carries it. The setting and characters are charming, with a light narrative focused on academy life. The visuals are simple but quite cute, and the playful tone combined with the student life themes gives it a plenty of good vibes and coziness. It's a clever concept with light-hearted, feel-good atmosphere and solid potential. Moonlighter 2, a long-awaited sequel to the Adventures of Shopkeeper, is here. It skips the core structure of dungeon crawling and shopkeeping, but improves both phases. The game is 3D now, and that changes the feel of combat. It's smoother, more responsive, and built around a melee combo, power attack, dodge, and range shot. It plays clean and tight on a controller. Collecting items is now a little puzzle. Relics interact inside your backpack, some burn items, some trigger bonuses and synergies based on placement. Managing your pack is key to maximizing value in your shop. Selling is a bit different too. You're not setting prices anymore, but actively applying price boosts and charm effects to increase item value. You also earn temporary store perks as you haggle. It makes the shop interactions feel more involved and meaningful. It's everything I liked about the first game, but more refined, more addictive, and it genuinely feels like the sequel is worth the wait. Thanks for watching. Full list and links are in description. Hope you found a couple of gems worth your watchlist. Like and subscribe if you did, and drop a comment with your favorite find. Cheers and have a good one!